Welcome to another Friday Read. So we're going to talk about what I've read and what I plan to be reading next. And at the end, I have a video game question for you guys. So if you are curious, stay to hear that. It's not that important, but I don't know. I kind of want you guys to encourage me to buy something, and I've been dragging my feet. So we'll see. But what did I finish? I finished Upright Women Wanted. This was the Patreon vote that they wanted me to read. It was also on my 21 to read in 2021. So go me. I've also been trying to read Sarah Gailey for ever. So many of their works intrigue me. And this was fun. I really liked the Western setting. I liked that it was dystopian Western, kind of gave me Handmaid's Tale vibes. I like that. And I like that it was this long for that type of story because I'm not a big Western person, so getting a taste of that setting was really fun. Now, I also like that this story that was told was novella length because I think it was appropriate. I think for what Sarah Gailey's goal was of this woman, Esther, coming to terms with who she is not a monster sort of thing. And by that, I mean the fact that she likes other women, it does not make her inherently bad. And she finds a group of women who are also like her and realizes, I am not alone. There is a place for me. I belong. That's a really powerful message in this story. And I think it's done really well in the narrative that we get. I do have some gripes. I never quite got over what I mentioned last week with my Insta-lust. For the amount of pages there were and for how strong some of the other elements were, I just kind of wish it wasn't there. That's just a preference thing. I'm sure some people really liked it. I think for me, I don't mind if there's insta-lust in books. I don't mind if a character meets another character and is like, ooh, I like you. I don't mind that, but I didn't quite have enough insight with how close we'd been with Esther this whole book. She didn't really describe why she was really into this person other than this person was there and presumably attractive to them in some way. But I couldn't tell you what it was. Not that I needed a detailed description of what this person looked like, but I don't know. I didn't even know what this person looked like at all. I didn't know how tall they were. I didn't quite get it. And for how short this was, I kind of felt like it didn't need to be there. It was nice, and if this was a movie, it would be there and I'd have more buy-in, but it's not a movie. It's a novella. And there was also a character that just annoyed me. But I do think they were supposed to be annoying, and I thought it was and I think that character is also meant to symbolize something, and I think that can be interesting to unpack. So I don't dislike that character was here, but boy, was a lot of my frustration in reading this book was why are you like this, woman? What are we doing here? So, but I'm glad I read it. I'm excited to read. I don't remember, it's Hippo something. It's the novella collection with the 2 novellas. I think it's also maybe a Western, but it's in my bingo TBR that I posted earlier this week. I also finished A Court of Silver Flames, and this was exactly what I expected it to be. And that is a fantasy romance that attempts to have plot, but why did it try to have plot? And then, if it was going to have plot, why this plot? And by that I don't mean the typical A Court of Thorns and Roses plot of, we need to do the thing or else bad things happen, so that means we have to go find this MacGuffin that we've all forgot about even though we're all 500 years old. I don't think too hard about Sarah J. Maas plots, because they're always very convenient, which is fine. One of the plot arcs, I didn't understand why. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but if you've read a Sarah J. Maas book, I just don't think this plot was going to fool you or anything like that. I don't know. And I also just didn't think it was done well with the topics that it brought up. I thought it was actually handling some very, triggering topics, but I didn't think it was handled well. If you want to know, we can talk spoilers somewhere else. I don't want to make a whole spoiler video about this because I don't have that much to say, because at its core, I wanted to watch Nesta grow. I got to watch Nesta grow. I got to watch Nesta and Cassian be in a romance. It's really what I wanted, and it delivered. There was even a dash of found family that I was not expecting and was top tier. So I had fun. It was exactly what I expected, and honestly, I really needed it. My brain was just need comfort read. So the formulaic approach that Maas has to her works worked really well for me this time, even though I do have some complaints. And honestly, you should go look at Reads with Rachel's spoiler review on this if you've read the book, because I think it's hysterical. I was laughing hysterically because she is also a fan of Sarah J. Maas. we both, I think, liked the book about the same, but she kind of harps on some of the negatives because it's kind of funny. Like, if you read Sarah J. Maas, like, she just does have tendencies that can be fun to make fun of. So I highly recommend watching that, unless you, like, diehard love this book and don't want to hear anyone talk about it critically. In that case, ignore it. Because, I mean, it was still a fun book, and I do think the journey Nesta goes on, especially if you have a parallel journey with that, can be really touching. But, yeah, so I finished those two, which is, like, it's a lot of pages. And so then I have started The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. And this has been fun. I am not that far. I am this far, and I have to start taking breaks because of another book that we'll talk about in a second. But I want to put up an image because this is too shiny. Well, actually, it's not too bad, but I'll still put up an image. This book, what can I say about it? I think part of the fun for me right now is not knowing a lot about the world, so I'm not going to tell you a lot about the world. But it's definitely multi-point of view. Some are in first, some are in third. That's fun. I do remember someone telling me about that on someone's channel when a lot of people have talked about this book. It does take place in like a kingdom that's mostly islands. Like there's a map. I'll put the map on the screen. And I just think it's a really interesting thing. This is the first time where a map for me has been really helpful because each chapter tells you the character and where they are, and I can kind of look. And it's really interesting. Some dramatic stuff happens at the beginning, and I'm like really intrigued by this world. I think it might be one of my favorite like plot premises, which if you know me, you know what it is. I'm gonna still be vague about it. I like the characters that I've met so far and the intrigue behind it. The magic intrigues me. And yeah, there's just like, it has a lot of stuff that I like, and I'm excited that it's a series because I feel like we'll have a lot of time to unpack the things that are really intriguing me. So I'm really excited. I don't know for sure. Like, I mean, I picked this up and I haven't read much because I've been kind of slumpy lately. So we'll see. Like, I don't feel slumpy today, but like the last couple days I've just been tired. So my brain hasn't been really awake for like this whole world building, meet new people sort of thing, but I'm excited. I've started to hit my stride. It's hit a lot of my intrigue buttons. So I'm excited for that. And then I've started Ship of Magic. No, The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb, the second book in the Live Ship Traders series. I've only read the prologue in the first chapter, so I could click on the Voxer message that Stephanie left in our Buddy Read chat. And I'm excited. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know Jade told me something cool happened in chapter 3, so I'm excited to get there, but I've started it. And yeah, I'm intrigued. Because we're also all like, who's the Mad Ship? Like, there's an obvious contender, but like, I feel like there could be more than one. So I don't have any thoughts for that yet. I haven't decided if I'll do a spoiler vlog for it or not. It depends on my mental headspace. If I don't do a spoiler vlog, I'll at least do like a spoiler discussion video or something like that, like I've been doing for the Mistborn series. So I'll for sure do one or the other. If you really want a spoiler-free review, I guess let me know. I always feel weird about doing spoiler-free reviews for sequels because I'm like, does anyone actually want this? Like, if you're choosing to read the second book, I don't know. I just feel like the first book is like a really good selling point of itself. Like, if you liked or didn't like the first book, that would tell you. But you can correct me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me imparting my biases. And I'm still listening to The Lady of the Lake, and I'm actually 50% of the way through. This is going by much faster than Tower of Swallows, even though it is like 150 pages longer. And I think that's because, although this one still likes to be cute about its narrative structure, it at least makes a bit more sense, and we spent a little bit less time with people that don't matter. Like, I feel bad saying that, but there are characters that don't matter. And I will say I got into a little bit of a slump with it because we had a whole chapter about a character who didn't matter. But I am really interested. It kind of starts off very intriguing, and I'm very curious. I have some predictions, but mostly I just want to see how this saga ends. Like, I've put in a lot of work, and I'm actually excited to see where we end up. And like, really excited. Like, I've read some scenes and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait for like it to get the Hollywood treatment, because like there are some scenes that I don't know if they were meant to be funny, but I thought were funny, and I can't wait to see if they put that on screen for the show. And yeah, so this one I'm liking more than Tower of Swallows. I don't think I'll like it as much as Baptism of Fire or Sword of Destiny or The Last Wish, but I'm having a good time. We'll see. I mean, this is the book that has to have an ending. Like, one of my complaints of all the novels is they don't have endings, so this one has to have an ending. And we'll see if I like it. Like, I liked the endings of the first 2 short story collections, so we will see what happens, and I'm almost done with Sunspot Jungle Volume 2. We have like 3 or 4 stories left, and I am going to just make a quick video when I'm done with it of all the stories that I really liked, so that if you ever want to pick a few short stories from this collection, it's there for reference. Also just for me, because I feel like I can't even remember what I read from the first volume, and I kind of wish I had taken account of that. So I'll for sure do that when I'm done with it, but it's been a great collection. So yeah, the Bone Shard Daughter and Mad Ship are my last 2 reads, presumably, of the month, because those are a lot of pages. But I'm happy about it, and I don't feel too stressed, and I completed my Shardathon TBR, so yay. Well, not exactly, but I have 10 heightenings. If you go in the discard, you know. But let's see. Oh, the question I had. So who's played Stardew Valley, and is it good, and should I get it? And if you played it, have you played it on PC or iOS app? Because part of me wants to play it on my iPad and not on my computer, because I have a Surface Pro, and like that doesn't sit on your lap very well, and I want to do this like super casually on a couch. But I have heard some people be like, you should get it on Steam and then just do like a Steam link to your iPad. But like Steam's also like $15 and iPad is like $5. So yeah, I might already have bought this by the time you've seen this video, but I'm curious if you've played it, because Shannon last week was talking about it, was talking about Hades, which I'm still playing, I'm still having fun with, and I finally beat some bosses and lost to other bosses, but I'm improving, so yay. But yeah, there's a part of me that's been feeling video games lately, so, but nothing like too intense. So I guess if you want to recommend stuff, be gentle to me. I like things like Baba Is You, which if you've not played that game, is a good puzzle game. I really like Baba Is You. It's so hard, but I really like it. But that's it for this one. Let me know what you're reading this weekend. Let me know what you're playing or watching. Oh, that's another thing. We've been watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, which has grown on me. The last episode was the best. I feel like that's not an unpopular opinion based off Twitter and things like that. But we also got so sad about certain things that we watched the first Captain America movie, and my unpopular opinion is that's my favorite Captain America movie. Although Civil War is fun, but I love Captain America, the First Avenger. I love the music. I love like the jokes, and I'm very nostalgic about that movie. Captain America is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I mean, I guess if I had to choose from like the beginning, phase 1, it was Captain America was my favorite. I also feel like I identify with him a bit more than the others. Like if I was on a team, I'd have to be the person who was like the team leader and bringing people together, and I'm definitely the friend that always gets made fun of for not knowing jokes and for like, I don't know, not swearing as much. Like, I don't know. I feel like I connect with Captain America. But we also then watched the first Iron Man. So I feel like we're pseudo in a Marvel rewatch right now, and I am so here for it because I love rewatching Marvel movies. And it's so rare that Ryan wants to rewatch them, so I am so excited. We'll see how long that lasts. But we've been holding on to Winter Soldier for at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier in case we need to also go back into the Wayback Machine there. But that's it for this one. If you want to leave an emoji, leave like a bone. There has to be a skeleton, right? Yeah, leave like a bone. And otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!